Thank you.
Welcome.
Remember to come. Yes, I'll remember to get you a bus pass.
Bless your heart.
All right. Thank you. I don't eat the food, I lift it. I'm like, who needs the gym when I have food bank? Maybe that can be my new slogan. I recently moved here from Maryland, and so this is a huge change from being in a big city. I was working for a company and they decided to relocate. With little or very little notice, they moved, and so my source of income just kind of went away. You're always thinking, okay, I can get a job, and nothing was happening. I don't know any more scarier feeling than that. And I was actually really, really afraid then because I knew I had $37 to my name. And I didn't want to tell anybody, you know what I mean? Because I can make it, you know what I mean? And I've always been smart enough to do something else, and I've always been that person to give. All of a sudden, I come to this place and there are people all in trauma and all with tremendous strength helping each other. Some just by existing, others by giving resources, and others by sharing information. And when I looked above my own personal situation, I saw the greatest example of human strength, which is people reaching out to other people in need. When that stuff happens to you, you really realize that stuff is just stuff. It is the resources of people caring about you, saying a kind word. If you can't do anything at all to help but say, you know, can I take you out for a cup of coffee? Can I come pick you up and go to church? Can I sit there and listen to you cry? Because I don't have anything either, but I've got arms, I've got a heart, I've got the ability to listen to you, and you're gonna be all right. I can't tell you how many times that saved my life. I came here completely devastated and just needed a breather, and the people embraced me, you know, and they said, you are gonna be all right, you know you're gonna be all right. And they stood in front of me each time and said, you are gonna be all right, until one day my head went up and down and I said, yes, I'm gonna be all right. And I was different, absolutely changed, but yeah, I'm gonna be all right. And the biggest way I could think of to pay those people back and all the other people that I met along the way was to give back and volunteer. I'm very, very grateful to have a job. And I was finally able to find something in a call center. When you have very little money and 80% of your income goes to rent, and you have $130 for everything else, and I'm talking everything else after rent, you get real creative. My mother used to have this old saying, and it's so funny that I would remember it every time I do, but she used to say, a full belly doesn't know what's in it. And it's really true. You know what I mean? You cannot think, you cannot function, you don't even have a sense of security when you're hungry. If everybody took care of just that one person and just reached out and said, I know you're having a hard time, like someone did for me, because that's why I'm still standing here. Whatever you call God, send somebody to say, Felicia, you're gonna make it. Nod your head and up and down and say, you're gonna make it, until I believed it. And if we would speak back to one person and do that with just one person, one unlikely person, where that smile, that human capacity to touch another person, that's huge.